Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing you how you can lose 10 to 15% of your body fat while putting on lean muscle mass without giving up your favorite foods or spending hours at the gym. Specifically, I'll be showing you a case study of one of my clients on how we were able to have him to lose 10% of his body fat and put on lean muscle mass without giving up his favorite foods and spending hours at the gym. So this is going to be a case study, and this is going to be probably one of the most valuable pieces of content I've had so far. You can literally apply the same methods in this to whatever you're doing right now and start seeing results. So this is going to be really valuable. Take notes, pause, and always come back to this video if you have to. So this is for men trying to get rid of their body fat and also put on lean muscle mass without giving up their favorite foods or spending hours at the gym. I'll help you lose 10% of your body fat in the next 12 weeks without giving up your favorite foods like burgers or pizza, spending hours at the gym, or gaining the weight back once you're done with the whole process using my advanced recomp method. So before we dive in, my name is Evans, if you don't already know me, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how I help my client Charles lose 15 pounds and 10% of his body fat in 12 weeks while getting the most muscular build he's ever been. So this was Charles before joining my program, and this was him 12 weeks after. I'm going to share exactly what we did to get him from this to this in 12 weeks. So who is this for? If you're looking to lose 10% of your body fat that you won't gain back while building a new frame of muscles and getting strength that you keep forever, then this is for you. If you're sick of feeling lost when it comes to getting gains and you need a simple, proven blueprint that you could fit into your lifestyle, making your life better, unlike most cookie cutter programs, then this is for you. If you feel like you've tried everything but you still don't have the physique that you want and have always dreamt of, then this is for you. If you know you have the potential to unlock the best version of yourself, but you just need the guidance and accountability, then this is for you. So who this isn't for, because this is also very important. If you want to keep trying to get ripped the traditional way that's been holding you back for years instead of trying a new proven system, then this is not for you. If you're looking for a quick fix, you don't want to put in any effort or use a proven system that will keep you in shape for the rest of your life, then this is not going to work for you. If you're not ready to allocate at least 4 hours a week to the gym, then this is not for you. And if you simply do not believe you could reach the ultimate version of yourself, then this is not for you. So 4 hours a week isn't much. I used to train 2 hours a day. If you can't do that, then this is not for you. If you can't do any of this, this is not going to apply to you. So you might as well just stop watching this video right now and save yourself the time and the effort and go do something more productive with your time. So the truth about getting ripped that no one would tell you is that you could lose body fat, you could build muscles, get stronger without giving up your favorite foods or spending countless of hours at the gym, all while keeping your results forever. Now, most men aren't capable of doing so because they don't understand how to track their calories and macros efficiently. They don't understand how to optimize their training in the gym, and they don't understand how to implement a system that fits into their lifestyle, doesn't add stress, and allows them to progress over time instead of a quick fix approach. But don't worry, I'm not going to let that happen to you. There's no such thing as I'm just too busy, my metabolism sucks, or that wouldn't work for me. All these are excuses we tell ourselves, and I know for a fact they are because I've told myself the same lies. You don't have to work out for countless of hours a day or spend hours on the treadmill or have 1 in a million genetics to become the best version of yourself. And if you want to be the person that burns fat, builds muscles, I'll show you exactly how to navigate around these issues we previously mentioned. How I help my client Charles lose 10% of his body fat, get stronger, build muscles, achieving his best physique ever. How you could lose 10% of your body fat and how you could do all of this without giving up your favorite foods or spending 2 to 3 hours in the gym every day. So in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. I started working out because I was self-conscious about how I looked. Ever since I was in high school, I remember I was always the smallest person among my peers. I was skinny, fat, and I wanted to change that. So working out gave me a new self-image. It made me more confident, not just in my appearance, but also in my abilities. Once you start showing up for yourself every single day, especially on the days you don't even feel like going to the gym, it gives you a sense of confidence. It makes you more disciplined, Working out has taught me discipline, it's taught me patience, taught me hard work pays. Principles I've been able to apply in different areas of my life. I believe fitness is the key to unlocking your fullest potential. This is something I'm extremely passionate about. Not just helping myself, but also helping my clients as well. I know what it feels like to feel self-conscious about how you look. I know what it takes to go through the whole process of transforming your body and transforming your physique and your mindset. My goal is to empower more men to be more confident in how they look, to be more confident in their own skin. I've been training for 9 years now, and I spent the past 6 years dedicating my life studying fitness, bodybuilding, and nutrition. And I've been training men for those 6 years to be better versions of themselves. This is something I'm really passionate about. I also understand there is so much misinformation out there in the fitness industry about what diet you need to follow. You shouldn't be carnivore, you shouldn't be vegan, you shouldn't deadlift, you shouldn't bench press. So I like to provide as much knowledge as I can through my content to educate people on how to properly train, how to properly lose weight, and so on. So that has always been my goal from day one, to give as much value as I can to educate people on how to properly train and how to properly be fit. So the advanced recomp method is a playbook I created throughout my years of training, of coaching, trial and error of coaching men to be their most lean, muscular version of themselves. In the following steps, I'm going to outline the entire process from A to Z of what I did to accomplish this result, so you too can use the advanced recomp method to lose 10% of your body fat, pack on lean muscle mass, and learn how to keep it forever in 12 weeks without giving up your favorite foods like pizza and burgers, or spending hours at the gym every day getting the weight back once you're done with the whole process. So the advanced recomp method is broken down to two essential phases. We have the fat loss phase and we have the muscle building phase. The fat loss phase lasts from 4 to 12 weeks of leaning out. So we're trying to lose as much body fat as we can while building muscle mass, or the very least maintaining muscle mass. So this is body recomposition. We also have an accumulation phase, sub-phase, and intensification sub-phase. So accumulation would be lighter weights and more reps. Intensification will be heavier weights and less reps. We also have a lower food intake generally during this phase. But in some cases, I've had some of my clients on a slight caloric surplus or a maintenance. Everybody's different from where they start off. So depending on where you are, depending on where we start you off. But for Charles, it was a lower food intake we had. For the muscle building phase, it's usually a 4 to 12 weeks of lean bulk. So now we're trying to build as much muscle mass as we can while maintaining a low body fat. We also have an accumulation and intensification sub-phase. So we have both of these phases, both of these sub-phases, regardless of what we're trying to accomplish here. Intensification would be power and strength training. Accumulation would be muscular endurance and hypertrophy. I see a lot of people making this mistake of just focusing on one sub-phase, like accumulation. If they're trying to build muscle, they stick around hypertrophy range, forgetting or not realizing that there's a direct correlation between strength and hypertrophy. So the more muscle mass you have, the stronger you can become. And the stronger you are, the more muscle mass you could build. So you always want to go through those different phases. You want to go through different phases in general. The best training programs in the world all go through different phases. Regardless of what your goal is, whether you're trying to lose fat or build muscles, you need to go through different phases to gather something that you can apply, whether it's strength that you can apply to your hypertrophy to build more muscles. You need that to break through plateaus. You need to go through different phases. Depending on what your goal is, that means how long you spend on each phase. Generally, I have my clients on a higher food intake as well, because we're trying to build muscles during this phase. And there are 3 guidelines you need to follow for the advanced recomp method. It's training, nutrition, and recovery. For this to work, we need to follow these 3 guidelines as well. Now let me show you how we use each of these stages of the advanced recomp method for Charles, so he was no longer held back by the mistakes he didn't even know he was making, and finally lose his man boobs, belly, and get ripped with abs. So training. When we talk about intensity here, what we're talking about is, regardless of the rep ranges, whether it's accumulation or intensification, we're always pushing to failure. Those last few reps is where you make all your gains. So you need to make sure you're using heavy enough weights that is challenging enough for you to push to failure. And the only exception to this rule would be during deloads. So when we're trying to deload, every effective, all the best training programs in the world as well, has a deload week, because your body needs time to recover, not just your muscular system, but also your nervous system needs time to recover for you to get stronger, for you to break through plateaus, for you to not even get sick, and injured often. You need deloads. And whenever it was time for Charles to deload, he would know on his training program to let him know whether it was 70% of his max he was pushing to, or maybe 50% of his max. Rest is also very important. You need sufficient rest between sets. Not too much, not too little. You have to have the right amount of rest. Tempo is also very important. There are times you need to move fast with weights, and at times you need to move really slow. Form is very important for obvious reasons. You don't want to injure yourself at the gym, and you also want to make sure you're targeting the right muscle group, which is also very important for this style of training. It's going to make a lot more sense when you see how it works. Charles had videos showing him how to properly do each exercise in my training app, and if he ever needed me to critique his form, he would send me a video for me to watch, a video of himself, and I'll critique it. Exercise selection. We want to always make sure we're pairing the right exercise in this training plan, or else it's not going to work. We're not going to get the right results if you don't pair the right plans together, the right exercises. Nutrition. When it comes to macros, people talk a lot about calories, but they don't talk enough about macros. They always say if you want to gain weight, being a caloric surplus, and if you want to lose weight, being a deficit, which is true. But what kind of weight? Weight is generic. Are you trying to build muscles, or are you trying to gain fat? What that means exactly how your body composition changes would be how much macros you actually eat. If you have the right balance of macros, it will allow you to build muscles. If you don't, it will allow you to gain more fat. Same with deficits. If you want to build muscles and lose fat, you need to have the right amount of macros, especially when you're trying to do body recomposition, when you're trying to lose fat and build muscles while you're in a deficit. So meal selection as well. I always tell people, if you can't see yourself following a meal plan for the rest of your life, you shouldn't even bother trying for 12 weeks or however long. Because what's going to happen is that once you're done with that plan and you get your results, you're going to end up regressing back into your old habits. And once you do that, you're going to get back into your old body. So what's the point of even starting in the first place? So the only way to get around this is to make your plan more sustainable. And to do that, we need to incorporate the foods you enjoy. We need to find a way to incorporate it into that plan so it's more sustainable. And that's what we did with Charles. We had to incorporate pizza and burgers because that's what Charles liked the most. It's all about balance. And in the whole plan, this whole plan is about educating Charles on how to live moving forward, how to eat and how to train. So once he's done, he could keep on living his lifestyle on his own. Cheat meals is also very important. I don't expect Charles to be eating home-cooked meals all the time. He needs to go have a life and he needs to go have fun with his friends and family. So cheat meal was important for that. Water intake. Your body is 70% water. For your cells to fully function, for you to be able to lose fat and put on muscle mass with ease, you need to make sure you drink enough water. Recovery. We don't make gains at the gym. We make gains based on what we do outside the gym. Provided we're having sufficient rest and proper nutrition, we're going to build muscles, we're going to burn fat. So your gains is about only 20% of what you do at the gym. For the other 80%, you have to make sure you're getting enough sleep, your stress levels are low, your hormones are in place, and so on. So prioritizing rest and reducing stress levels are very important for us to achieve our goal here. So the fat loss phase. Now we're focusing on burning fat, but also building muscle mass. And what we did here is that we combined two styles of training. We combined high-intensity interval training with weights. So it was like a form of cardio and weight training. We're training more than one muscle group. We're going back and forth with sufficient rest at the end or in between sets. So it's very important we had the right exercise selection here to allow us to build muscles, and also burn fat at the same time. There are different ways I usually program this, but generally, the exercise selection has to be on point. Like I mentioned, the form has to be on point. Rest is also very important. So you're not getting too little rest that you're not building muscles, and you're not getting too much rest that you're losing the intensity of the cardiovascular system burning fat. Tempo is also very important. There are times you have to move fast and at times you have to move slow. Intensity, we always want it to be intense except when we're deloading. Usually more often I have, especially in the accumulation phase, I have it paired in twos. So one training block could literally take 10 to 12 minutes max and just was done. Second training block would be 10 to 12 minutes, same thing. So it spends about 35 minutes or even 45 minutes at most at the gym and it's done. If we program it this way, where it's up to 3 in one block, it takes maybe 20 minutes max, 20, 22 minutes, and it's done. So it's in the gym for 45 minutes max. So this is very time efficient, also very effective. We're burning fat to building muscles. We're not trying to work hard here. We're trying to work hard and smart. We don't want to spend too much time at the gym. We want to get in, get out. That's the whole point of this training. So now the fat loss phase. A lot of people make this mistake of just jumping down in calories because when they're trying to lose weight, they're just getting a deficit. But they don't understand, they might lose a lot of weight. But 9 out of 10 times, a lot of that weight could be muscle mass as well. And you don't want to do that. Especially when you're on a training plan like this, that is very taxing on the body, that we're trying to build muscles as well. You want your nutrition to always complement your training plan. So what we did, the first week, we didn't do much. We wanted to know exactly how much Charles' macros maintenance was. So once we knew that, we slowly started dropping his calories down, making sure I was having enough macronutrients like protein, carbs. We dropped it down, and once we got to the deficit, that's what allowed him to consistently burn fat and also build muscle during this phase. And that was what we did. For the muscle gain phase, now we're focusing on building muscles, but want to also skip a low body fat. For the muscle gain phase, we combine both high intensity interval training and weights, and also added push-pull legs too as well. So pretty much how this training program works, how this training plan works is that we're going to pick 1 or 2 superior upper or lower body exercise and we're going to ramp up the volume to around 10 sets of 10 repetitions. Then we'll throw in a finisher. So an exercise like a bench press is like a very superior dominant chest upper body exercise. We're training specifically the mid fibers of the chest. We're also getting the lower and the upper fiber to a higher degree. We're also getting our shoulders worked out, we're getting our tricep worked out, we're getting our core worked out. So if we do this much volume on this exercise, there's really no need to go around the gym doing less superior exercise, at least for that day. You know, like I said, we're trying to work hard and smart, be time efficient. No need to go around, do all these exercises and get similar or less results. So this allows us to build muscles, gain strength on that specific exercise. Also burn fat. There are different ways you could program this. 3 different ways I usually program this. Is usually either it's a single set, A, B, C, or it's a coupled set. So if it's a coupled set, literally you could spend 20 minutes max on one exercise. Then the finisher takes a little bit less, 15 minutes max. You're done in 35 minutes, you're out of the gym. But if it gets up to 3 training blocks, then it could be a little bit longer, like around 45 minutes, then you're out. But regardless, it's still time efficient. You get in, you get out. You need to make sure you're following the advanced recomp method guidelines, which is selection. You want to have the right pairs. You want to follow the right form, tempo, rest, and intensity. Very time efficient. Now the muscle gain phase, the same way we slowly drop down macros. We want to slowly increase calories and macros as well. You have to realize that when you drop down calories energy, your body adjusts and start producing less energy out. So less energy in, your body adjusts and start producing less energy out. So your metabolism drops down. And that's why it's not good to be in a deficit for so long, because your metabolism stays really low. What happens when you introduce too much food to your diet once your metabolism is very low? Your body's not going to know how to process that much food, and a lot of it's going to turn into fat. And that's what a lot of people make a lot of people make this mistake of introducing food too quick to their diets. A lot of food. What we want to do is slowly increase our calorie intake. The same way we dropped it down. This will allow our body adjust and our metabolism picks up slowly too, to be able to process that much food. And We want to also take advantage of this stage because your body is in a hypersensitive state. He hasn't been getting nutrients for a long time. He hasn't been getting that much calories for at least the past month or so. He's been always going down in calories. So he's ready to absorb nutrients, ready to absorb calories. We have to give it in the right amount, not too much. And that's what we did to allow us to put on lean muscle mass. If you do it the right way, you're going to pack on a lot of new muscle, lean frame, lean muscle mass. And that was what we did with Charles. We took advantage of this and put on lean muscle mass. I also want to point out that the muscle gain, it doesn't always have to be a fat loss phase before the muscle gain phase in this advanced recomp method. It could be a muscle gain before fat loss. A client of mine, Ayo, he's already an intermediate advanced lifter, but he was plateauing with gaining muscle mass. So what we did, if you've been training for a while, you know how hard it is to gain new muscle mass. But we use the advanced recomp method, the muscle gain phase first on him, allowed him to put on lean muscle mass. And at the end of the phase, we went into a fat loss phase that allowed him to shred off all that fat and still pack on lean muscle mass, which got him bigger than he was before he started and also more leaner than ever. So regardless of what your goal is, whether you're trying to build muscles now or you're trying to lose fat, you could always use the advanced recomp method to your advantage. And even regardless of where you are in your fitness journey, whether you're an intermediate, you're a beginner, or you're advanced, you could also use the advanced recomp method to build new muscles and to burn fat. I apply the same principles to myself, the same guidelines and everything to build muscles and burn fat. So the advanced recomp method is meant to strip away all the unnecessary body fat you're holding on to, and rebuild your physique to a full muscular frame in less than 180 days. For Charles, the results were so worth it, from looking and feeling better than he's ever had. Finally having abs felt so good and getting recognition from his family, friends, and loved ones, and proving to himself his true potential. Charles' progress was so valuable to him, he never wanted to turn back. So once you start seeing gains, it becomes a lifestyle, the same way for me. I thought I hated working out until I started seeing progress. All it takes is a system that gets you results, then it becomes a lifestyle. Having the physique you want can truly be the base to helping you realize what you're truly capable of. So now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you're a skinny, fat guy, you're overweight or you're even underweight, but more importantly, you're sick of not having the physique you want, and you're ready to look great with your shirt off and make the most physical progress you've ever had, I'll help you lose 10% of your body fat without giving up your favorite foods. Learn how to pack on a whole new frame of muscles that you keep forever in 120 days or less using my advanced recomp method. And if it doesn't work for you, I'll refund you back your money. So hey guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to watch this. I know this is longer than what I usually make, but I wanted to show you exactly how I've been helping my clients so far, specifically Charles. If this is something you're interested in, you want to lose 10 to 15% of your body fat within the next 120 days while packing on lean muscle mass without giving up your favorite foods or spending hours at the gym, you can go ahead and schedule a call with me. You'll find my calendar link somewhere below this video, and I'll see if we're a good fit working together. And if we are, we could move forward and get started as soon as possible.